it's valid, it's occurring. But you're making a separate case. You're saying that, correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying that there was some creation of species 0 or species 1 for all categories, and then evolution took that and ran with it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's definitely what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's an intelligent mind, order and design, all right? The way organisms and living things are, the way they are organized and the way they are designed shows that there's an intelligent mind behind it. Just like a
Yes.
house.
We're
A
talking
house,
about, you are
a
talking
house,
about humans. Okay, I get the point. We are talking about humans, right?
yes, we're talking about humans here.
What can you
A
please
house,
tell me?
a house does not just appear,
I've
all
got your
right?
point. Yes, I've got the
Okay,
point.
right.
Order and design. Can you
Okay,
please tell me?
a house does not appear spontaneously by tornado wind moving around. All right, they have to be an architect. They have to be an engineer to figure out, okay, this house, and then design it that way. So there is definitely an intelligent mind, all right, behind these things.
You're making the argument of these arguments have been refuted. The blind watch, a watch doesn't always need a watchmaker. What the banks, the river, when a river moves, right, and creates the meandering along the
Yeah.
banks and everything, who is the designer of that meandering? Who is the intelligent designer of that meandering? It looks
There is
like
always
something intelligent designed it. If you didn't know about water flow dynamics and everything, if the water had gone and you came there and it looked like it's meandering, you would
yeah.
see
So what
something
happened is
designed
that
it
there
right.
is definitely something has happened. It's water that has caught
No,
that has caught
yes, you would say something intelligent. It doesn't
something
just.
intelligent. Yes, something intelligent has actually created that. It did not just happen spontaneously.
So what that water
Something
moving is
very
intelligent.
intelligent has, yes, something very intelligent had caused it. Like I've said, I've used an example of a house, all right? It appears by a human being, all right, an architect, okay, conceiving the idea that, okay, this is how I want this house to be, this is how I design it, and he designs and builds it that way. It has to be an intelligent mind behind. If you look at the way the world is, as I'm talking based on okay, that's truth, okay, can be all right into three classes. It can either be historic, all right, it can be historic truth, all right, it can be experimental, that's scientific, which means that it can be repeated over in the lab or whatever, and it can be experiential truth. Now, from my experience, all right, I know that before this house appears, okay, there should be an intelligent mind to construct
Why
this
do
house.
you say so? Why do you say house? Why should the house have an intelligent mind?
There have never been a house, okay, without an architect or
The
without a
question
civil
is,
engineer.
the question is, why should the house, please, the question is, why should the house have an intelligent designer?
For it to be a house, right, which all of us know, for it to be called a house, all right, there definitely should be an intelligent designer, okay, to design it to be a house. If there's no,
So
it's like
have you answered for the, so my question is, why should it have a designer? And your response is, for it to be called a house, it has to have a designer. That is the response to the question.
no, this is the question. It has to have it has to have a designer, all right, because it is a creation. It is something that has been created, so definitely there should be some intelligence behind the creation.
Okay, take my example of the banks. The banks, you look at the map of, you look at America, the map of America. You look at the California. You can take Cameroon. You look at Cameroon. You look at Boya, Douala, the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. You see all of that. It has been curved water. So you can't. You're not quite. You don't know. So would you, in that case, describe the movement of that water as an intelligence?
Yes, an intelligent process or designed by somebody has certainly caused that.
So who designed that water to move like that?
The intelligent mind you are talking about here, okay,
Which mind?
definitely we are boiling down to the aspect of a God.
So God designed the water to move in that manner.
Yes, yeah, there's an intelligent designer who made the water to move flow like that. That's why I talk. That's where I'm boiling at.
Who is the designer of God?
Well, if God has a designer, it means he's not God. He is eternal. Okay, he's out of time, space, and matter. So he cannot be designed.
What's the meaning of you're not going towards, so how do you begin to know something that is out of time? How do you get the knowledge of something that exists out of time?
Okay. I get the knowledge that something exists out of time because our universe, okay, scientifically, all right, speaking, has a beginning. All right.
You don't
I
know
feel
that. You don't know that.
We all know that our universe has a beginning. Even
No.
even Einstein was fooled by the aspect of the Earth not having a beginning, and that's where he made what he called the biggest error of his life. He could have made one of the biggest predictions ever made in the scientific
Hold on.
community.
You're running too fast. You said the universe has a beginning.
Yes, our universe has a beginning. Einstein himself said it.
What is the beginning of the universe?
Well, when it all started, all right, it has a beginning. Okay, that's what Einstein says. That's what Einstein says. That's what all the scientists are agreeing nowadays. The Earth has never been.
What is the beginning of our universe?
When it all began, nobody knows when it began.
Like, what is the event? What is the event? What is the beginning of the event?
We don't know. Okay, we don't know, but we know. Okay, in the scientific community, as of date, is that our universe has a beginning. That's the problem Einstein had with this equation. When he designed his equation, he added something he called it a cosmology constant. All right, because there was that belief in his time that the universe has always been existing. So when other scientists like Friedman, okay, studied his equation, okay, and designed it, other people like Lamartine, all right, George Lamartine, okay, studied his equation and told him that the universe actually had a beginning. He actually told Lamartine, because Lamartine was a priest, like, you want to bring this creationist idea behind the whole show. But along the line, he came to discover that the universe actually had a beginning, and he called that the biggest error of his life. That's what he called it, the biggest mistake of his life.
You, right?
That's what
okay, you say we know that the universe has a beginning, but we don't know what the beginning is. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely. We don't know what and when the beginning is. We are just estimating. We are just giving approximation.
Okay.
We are just giving an approximate time. Okay, we think the universe began. We're talking about 13.8 billion years ago.
You are describing something that is out of space. You talked about an entity that you know that is out of space. You call it out of space and time. What does that even mean?
Yes, I'm talking about entity that's out of space and time. Okay.
Sorry, please. How do you know that an entity is out of space and time?
All right, let me explain to you. Now, I want to use the universe to explain, okay, that entity that's out of space and time. Now, we all know that, we all agree, right, that the universe has a beginning. And if the universe has a beginning, it definitely means that the universe is not eternal. That means it has a cause. Now, for this universe to have a cause and have a beginning,
we don't know. Please let me correct something. We do not know if the universe has a beginning. Please, the Big Bang. Let's
get logical. Let's hang up to the scientific truth of our days.
Yes, the Big Bang.
Everybody in our time, all right, know very well. Everybody in the scientific community will tell you that the universe has a beginning.
That's what I'm saying, right? What is the beginning of this universe? If it has a beginning, what is the beginning?
We don't know we don't know. Okay,
how can you say the universe has a beginning And then when they ask you what is the beginning, you say you don't know.
We don't know. The beginning was the beginning of time, the beginning of matter, the beginning of energy. That's what we're talking about, the beginning. The beginning of everything.
Okay.
We see today.
Is it the Big Bang?
Well, I'm not talking about the Big Bang.
I'm just asking, is the beginning of the universe the Big Bang?
It's not a Big Bang because it's still.
Did it happen before the
something
Big Bang or after the Big Bang?
Well, we don't know what happened before the Big Bang and even after the Big Bang.
So where do you place the beginning of the universe?
That's a big question that we are asking. Where do you place the beginning? That is why, all right, people have started, all right, giving they are postulated that we were talking about 14 billion years ago, all right, issues like that.
You talked about I'm asking you, do you place the beginning of the universe before the Big Bang or after the Big Bang?
I place the beginning. What I'm saying is that I'm placing the beginning of the universe when everything began. All right.
Which is when? Which is unknown.
Which is approximately, all right, from scientific postulations and calculations. All right. We are talking about approximately 14 billion years ago. 14
billion years ago. That is the approximate time of the Big Bang. You are talking about the Big Bang. If that's
I'm not talking about. I didn't want to use the word Big Bang because it is not the big. It is not actually the person who actually coined that word Big Bang. All right, did not say that 14 billion years ago. All right, the explosion took place. 14 billion years ago was calculated by Lamathias, was the person who gave that amount, that value of 14 billion years ago, approximately 14 billion.
I mean, it could be Lamathias or whoever. It doesn't matter who does it. Is it true? Is it scientifically accurate?
It's scientifically so far. That's the best we could get.
Okay, so what you're referring to as the beginning of the universe is the Big Bang.
Well, I'm not referring to. I didn't talk about Big Bang. Talking about Lamathias giving an approximate time, okay, for the beginning of our universe based on his calculations.
Which is the Big Bang? Lemaitre. I suppose you're talking about Lemaitre.
It's just a coincidence that it matches up with the Big Bang. It's a coincidence.
That is a coincidence? Please.
Yeah, it's a coincidence that it matches with the Big Bang. Because the question is, all right, if you want to use Big Bang to explain our universe, all right, that an explosion took place, all right, and then things started occurring, blah 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 blah. The question you're asking yourself is, where did this energy come from? Where did it come from? That's the question we're asking. All of us are asking.
I'm interested in your. There are things I can tell you that the scientific community doesn't know. I don't know. Scientific community don't know. I'm interested in your argument that you might be able to know something that is beyond space and time. And I'm trying to investigate what is it that you know that is beyond space and time.
That's why I'm saying that our universe has a beginning.
And I've asked you what is the beginning. You seem to have, sorry, you said the universe has a beginning. You seem to be referring to the Big Bang as the beginning of the universe. Is that correct?
No, the thing is.
So I'm asking you, when is the beginning of the universe? Is it before the Big Bang, at the Big Bang, or after the Big Bang?
The beginning. What do you mean by during the Big Bang? I want to understand what you mean by.
I didn't say during the Big Bang. I said before the Big Bang, at the Big Bang, after the Big Bang.
Okay, at the Big Bang. What do you mean by before the Big Bang, after the Big Bang? Okay, and during the Big Bang. At the Big Bang rather.
Before the Big Bang I'm venturing into something that I might even start sounding stupid because I don't even know what before the Big Bang means. So I should raise my hand up. I should raise my hand up and say, at this point, speaking, anything before the Big Bang might be as stupid as a married bachelor, because the statement itself might not even make sense, and there's a reason for that. So put a question mark onto whatever I talked about before the Big Bang. So it's a question mark. I've used the word, but I put a question mark on it. I myself. Okay, at the Big Bang. Now it becomes interesting. What do I mean by at the Big Bang?
Yeah, what do you mean by at the Big Bang?
At the Big Bang is the point in time and space where you have the singularity. You have the singularity that expands, that explodes. Now, even at the point of the Big Bang, I still put my hand up and say, I do not know what I'm talking about. I've told you
So
two
the
things.
question is,
Be very careful.
why
Wait,
I
hold
cannot
up. Don't hurry.
about Big Bang when you don't know what you're talking about, because it doesn't make sense.
Don't hurry. Don't hurry. Hold up. I've talked about before the Big Bang. I've talked about at the Big Bang.
All right.
And I've told you that I put two question marks on before the Big Bang and at the Big Bang. And then a fraction. The reason why I did that is because the laws of physics break down, and nobody in this world can tell you what happened is exactly at the point of the Big Bang and before the Big Bang. Everything at that place is speculation. Now, some fraction of a second after the exact point of the Big Bang, the laws of physics can now be applied. And that is where you can have scientific explanations which are accurate. Moving, it's a fraction of a second. You can verify this online. I don't know exact what fraction, but just let's say a fraction of a second after what is normally referred to as the exact point of the Big Bang, which is, you might want to call it the instantaneous explosion from a singularity. And again, I told you that a singularity is a word that scientists use when they don't know when they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about.
That's why I keep telling you that I don't want to use the word. I don't want to use the word Big Bang. All right, I prefer
you said 14 billion years ago. What happened 14 billion years ago?
I prefer using time. Okay, that was when that's when scientists believe, okay, that our universe began. Matter, time, okay, and space.
Do you know who George Lemaitre is? Do you know who George Lemaitre is?
Approximate time. Are you call?
Do you know who George? Isn't it the same as the Big Bang? Isn't it the Big Bang?
And an astrologist and an astronomist.
When do you know do you know how far back the Big Bang occurred?
I don't want you keep using the word Big Bang. I want to use time. Okay, something which they have uses the laws of physics, all right, to calculate and giving us a particular time when they believe that the universe began. And you are still using the word Big Bang, which there is a lot of question about the thing.
Okay, let's say some fractions after the Big Bang. Do you know when it occurred?
Well, I'm giving you an approximate time, okay, which is scientifically, okay, where it's accepted.
Yes, which is?
We're talking about approximately 14 billion years ago.
Okay. Is that what you're referring? That's correct. Is that what you're referring to at the beginning of the universe?
That is what I'm referring to. I'm giving it time. That's what I'm talking about. When I said beginning, that's what I'm talking about.
So you're referring to that as the beginning of the universe?
Yes, I'm referring that as the beginning of the universe because that is the most we could get.
Okay, do you know that coincides with exactly the Big Bang? So you say that it's a coincidence, but do you know that coincides with the Big Bang? Did you know that?
That's what I'm saying. That's saying that if it coincides, all right, it's a coincidence, all right, because I cannot be talking about, all right, something which has a lot of questions.
Therefore, what you're saying is that the beginning of the universe was 14 billion years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm telling you that it's wrong.
All right, so give evidence that is wrong.
It's wrong because the universe did not begin 14 billion years ago. The Big Bang occurred approximately, it's actually 13.7 billion years, but
you keep talking about words. You keep talking about a word which you have questions about. What do you mean by Big Bang happening?
This is what I would explain.
Calculation. I talked about Lamartiere's calculation, okay, on the beginning of our universe. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, okay, a word which was proposed by Hodel, okay, Hodel. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about calculations which have been done, okay, by prominent astronomers. As far as our universe is concerned, which is acceptable by.
You're referring to. I'm not refusing. I'm not. We have about 5 minutes. Yes, you keep referring to Lemaitre, George Lemaitre, that did the calculation. A priest, We should know that he was a priest, okay, but it doesn't imply, it doesn't
not just a priest, he was a
doesn't
priest and an astronomist.
it doesn't mean that God exists because it was a priest that did the calculations and don't make
No, yeah, no,
easily
that's
mistake
why I
of
keep telling you that I keep
confusion
attaching the
agency.
word astronomist to
So
his titleship.
yeah, it doesn't matter. In science, even if something is true, it's true. It doesn't matter if it's a priest that said it or Jesus. If it's true, it's true. We are interested in what is true, not who said it.
Yes.
Einstein might be wrong. If Einstein is wrong, he will be told off. They will tell him you're wrong. There's no sycophancy of
No,
clapping
he was
because you are
truly, in
Einstein.
reality, he was wrong and he accepted his defeat.
Okay.
And
So
he corrected it.
what you're referring to as the beginning of the universe is approximately some fractions after the Big Bang occurred, which is approximately 13.7 billion years ago. And
That
I'm
is what you
saying,
said. That's what you are saying. Okay. But what I'm saying is that the
yeah,
universe began approximately 14 billion years ago. That's what I'm saying.
who said the universe began 14 billion years ago?
That's what the calculation says.
That the universe began 14 billion years ago.
Yes.
Who did which calculation are you referring to? Of course you're referring to the Big Bang. It's the Big Bang.
I'm talking about calculations done by.
The calculation is with the Big Bang. The calculation is with reference to the Big Bang. It's not different. It's not separate. It's not a different it's not a different science. It is the same science.
I don't know if it's with respect to the Big Bang or what, but I just understand that, all right? It's with
And
respect to the beginning of the universe.
it is not, it is the same sense. It's not that what you're confusing something. You're confusing what you're confusing the beginning of the universe to the beginning of the Big Bang, the moment of the Big Bang, or the time in which the Big Bang occurred. And I'm saying that they are not the same, please. This is don't make the mistake.
What do you mean by they are not the same? That's the question. That's because what do you mean by they are not the same?
To say that the universe began 14 billion years ago is to imply that you know exactly what happened. You know what happened at the moment of the Big Bang. You know that nothing existed before the Big Bang, and you almost know what caused the. Let me not go there, but you are almost saying that you might even know what caused the Big Bang, and you know that that is the beginning. How do you know that that is the beginning of the universe? When you cannot even explain exactly what happened at the Big Bang or before the Big Bang.
You cannot explain exactly what happened at the Big Bang doesn't mean that you cannot calculate the time when it began.
But why do you call it the beginning of the universe?
Because it's the beginning. It's time you're talking about. You're not talking about matter. You're talking about time.
How did you know that? What do you do?
You want us to know about the time, all right, and matter at the same time. It's not feasible because, all right, we are not able to do that. But we are able to calculate the time. Okay, for example,
do you think?
For example, let me tell you something. Okay, let me tell you something. What happens is that scientists can calculate your age, all right, as it stands. Okay, carbon dating, whatever, they can calculate your age. But they cannot exactly tell you, okay, where you were born, when you were born. Sorry, where you were born, they cannot exactly tell you the processes that took place before you were born. They cannot tell you. But they can give you your age.
I think we have less than 1 minute. I don't know. We've drifted. We've drifted into the Big Bang, but I think we were getting there are some inconsistencies there, but I think I would address some of the points that you made. We're running out of time. I think we should get the last session after this, and then maybe just
yeah.
Yeah,
just to conclude, okay, before we hang up, right? If our universe has a beginning, it definitely means that the universe has a cause. And for our universe to have a beginning and having a cause, okay, there should definitely be, okay, an on-cause cause, okay, to cause our universe. That's what I'm saying. That's the conclusion I want to make on that statement.
I would okay, we would return to